Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I thought it would be so fun to try and attempt the Sims One Tile Box Challenge. I know that this challenge is a few months old if I'm not mistaken, or it could have been about 2 years old. However, it's really just resurfaced on the internet in the past few months, and I've been seeing a few creators that have actually posted themselves doing this challenge a few months ago. But I thought, since I'm a little bit late to the challenge, I would make it a little bit more difficult for myself. But before I explain how I made it a bit more challenging, let's go through the actual rules and objectives of the challenge. I will leave the link to this page in the description box below if you want to check it out for yourself, or if you want to attempt the challenge for yourself. So SoulGal7 posted 2 years ago what the rules are. Okay, so it says the One Tile Box Challenge is a challenge where you start your sim off living in a 1x1 tile box with no skills, no job, and no simoleons. Within that box, they have to earn simoleons to survive and expand their box into a small furnished house with a bathroom, kitchen, living room, and bedroom before being able to leave that space and venture out into the real sim world. And then there is obviously a disclaimer saying that it was originally created by this creator. So then these are the basic rules of the challenge, which I obviously am going to be adjusting just to make it a little bit harder for myself. So starting as a teen on normal lifespan, aspirations can be switched as your sim is working on various areas. A job will be defined as a career that earns simoleons. Discovery requests will be disabled. Any world and lot traits can be used. Your sim may accept random pop-up visits of sims visiting you or wanting to have a stay over at your place, but your sim will not be able to interact with them because they will have to remain in their box. Your sim may accept random club invite pop-ups if you have the get together pack, which I do not. And obviously your sim can't travel to club gatherings. And if you do hold club gathering on your property, you must remain in your box and won't be able to interact with the other club members. Your sim may accept or decline random pop-up giving or receiving simoleons. Your sim cannot accept random invites to travel somewhere. The final house will be a micro home of 32 tiles and will be 2x2 wide. Once the final house is furnished, a fence with a gate will enclose the property, allowing your sim to access to the outdoors, but they will still not be allowed to travel anywhere or leave the property. Complete the fabulously wealthy aspiration. Once they do that, travel and job restrictions will be lifted and they are free to live their sim life. Then there's obviously a background of if you want to go this route, which I'm not going to do. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is we need to start off in a one tile house, right? Slowly but surely we need to earn money by either taking selfies and selling it, selling paintings, selling books, whatever the case may be, to start adding onto our house little by little. This is what you're supposed to have in order for it to be considered a pass, and the final house must be 32 tiles, so it must be considered a micro home. Once you have all the bedrooms in your house, you can then add a door. So basically your sims are going to be trapped until you're able to afford a door. And once you're able to afford a door, you need to make sure that you have a fence around your house so that your sims can't leave the property. Then this is all to my understanding. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but this is how I understood the rules. Once you've accomplished the fabulously wealthy aspiration, which is this over here, then you're able to leave the plot and to get a real job. That is how I understand it. But anyways, let's get into the video. Okay, so my whole intention for making the challenge harder for myself is to play it with a young adult and her son or daughter infant. Yeah, I know. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to randomize a sim, or I think I'll just get like a mom and son duo from the gallery. I really like this family, and then I'll just make the child a infant instead of a toddler. I think I'm gonna do that. So I'll just use this family for the game. My whole thought process around using an infant is that obviously the infants in The Sims 4 are so annoying. Oh my gosh, I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. But I figured having my sim needing to take care of themselves and an infant, and both of them living in a box with one tile in, is gonna obviously be very challenging. It's gonna be very stressful for me because the infants are so super needy, but I really want the challenge. So that's basically my thought process behind it. So I'll obviously put the rules for my version of the challenge on the screen, and this is everything that I need in order to pass the challenge. And these are the things that if this happens, then I've lost the challenge and I need to start again. So obviously things like if the infant gets taken away, if one of my sims die, things like that that. But like I said, I'll put it on the screen. I'm honestly just going with the flow because I haven't thought about it much. I just am jumping in it. But anyway, so let's get straight into it. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Okay, so I'm going to just have the mom and daughter, but I want the daughter to be an infant, and the reason why is because obviously the challenge could take a very long time to complete. So the infant might actually become a child by the time that I finish this challenge and not a toddler. So I want to give myself more time, and obviously like I said, I think infants are the most difficult stage, even more annoying than the newborns, because I feel like the newborns are still fine because they sleep a lot. But yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna randomize their traits. No. That's gonna make it so difficult, but okay. She's the neighborhood confidant, but the thing that we need for the challenge is the fabulously wealthy aspiration, so that's what I'm going to select. She's so cute. Okay, so I'll just randomize the names as well. Ellie Desmond, and then the daughter is Reese. Okay, I'll just change her surname to Sailor as well because I really like that surname. So it's Ellie Sailor and her daughter Reese Sailor. This outfit is not a vibe, so I'll just pick something. Ready to go. Super cute. So cute. I'm not going to pay too much attention to their outfits and anything because I really just want to get going with the challenge. This is the Sailor household, so let's get into the one tile challenge. You know what's really annoying is I recorded over 3 hours of content playing this challenge, and then I realized that half of my footage is missing, which means I need to redo it, but it's okay, we're here. Okay, so you can start in any world. I'm gonna go with Brindleton Bay just because it's currently my favorite world in The Sims. So I'm just going to select this lot because we need to start on an empty lot, and that will be their home. Okay guys, why do they glitch onto these Sims like this? Honestly, okay, whatever, anyways. Okay, so I know a lot of you are probably wondering how on earth am I going to do this challenge with 2 Sims living in one box, but I do actually have it figured out. Like I said, I already played this and just honestly needed to restart it. But essentially, the way that I'm going to do it is obviously I'm going to first build the property, or build the one tile room, and we need the money. We still need money for that, so that's why I haven't gotten rid of the money yet. I don't know if this... Does it matter that it's on the property? I don't know. It doesn't cost anything, so I think we can just leave it there. But basically, this is all we have to work with, guys. Both of my Sims need to fit inside this box, which I know you probably think that I'm crazy, but I promise you there's a way to work around it, and that's what I'm going to show you guys next. We actually don't need a door, so testing cheats true, and then set their money to 0. There we go. And then what we do and how we're gonna work around having 2 Sims in the box. The thing is, both of them will fit inside of here, right? But she's gonna have to carry the infant in here. And the way that my Sim needs to make money is by selling selfies. So she's gonna need to actually use both of her hands to take the picture. And she won't be able to do that while she's carrying the infant. So the way that I found to work around that is by using this mod. I'll show you guys where to download it from. Is the teleporter mod by Skambambo. This is the one that you need. I will leave it in the description box if you want to attempt doing this challenge with an infant like I am. Would not recommend it though, because it's literally giving me gray hairs, but that's what a challenge is. And so all you've got to do is to go to build in buy mode and type in teleporter, and it's the Sim teleporter destination. It's free of charge. I don't consider it cheating, you know, and also I feel like I'm already making the challenge harder for myself, so it's fine. It's literally fine. But basically, I'm going to place 2 of these inside the box, and that is literally all that I need in build and buy mode. So the way that it works, all you've got to do is click on one of these armor guys, and then click teleport a Sim here, and then just select the Sim that you want to teleport there. So I'll put the child over there, and then I'll put my Sim over here, and literally they've got space for both of them. Okay, so now where the challenge is going to come in is that if the infant cries, or if I have my Sim just standing around for too long, she's going to eventually pick the infant up. And the point of the video is for me to try and not use the teleporter again. If I use the teleporter again, if it's my fault, because sometimes what happens is, I've noticed if I place an object down in the lot and it's kind of where my infant is and she will leave the property, like she'll be teleported to the side of the road, that's that's not my fault, so that doesn't count. But if I take too long to get my adult sim or my young adult sim to do something and she picks the infant up and she's unable to make money, then that's my fault. Then I failed the challenge. Okay. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay, so that being said, I'm also really going to try my best not to pause the game, because if I pause it, obviously it makes it easier for me. So I'm going to have to play the game, let her do stuff to earn money without picking the infant up, and talk to you guys at the same time. So I think I've pretty much got
He needs some milk.
I think I've pretty much got everything else down. She doesn't need anything else. So without further ado, guys, let's officially start the challenge. Okay, so before she picks the infant up, first thing we need to do is to start taking selfies on the phone. And what I've learned you can do, first of all, wait, because she doesn't have much room to take the selfies in. But what you got to do is just honestly just spam take selfies. Literally, with all the time that you have, just start spamming. Do not pick the child up. Oh my days, the panic, the actual anxiety that I get when I see her wanting to interact with the child. Okay, literally just keep spamming it. And I think obviously the first thing we're gonna buy with the money is more room, so that if she does end up picking up the child, it's okay. I don't need to panic about that. But also we do need space, so that's not cheating. So yeah, I'm just gonna have her as far as possible before energy runs out as well. And I think the first item we're gonna try and buy after we've expanded is a high chair for the infant. So another thing that I'm doing to make it a bit more challenging for myself is that she can't breastfeed the child and she can't bottle feed the child, because we're going to pretend that she just doesn't have enough money for formula, and for whatever reason she's just unable to breastfeed the child, just to make the challenge a bit more challenging. So the only way that the child can eat is by having a high chair and needing to explore foods from the high chair. So that is essentially what I'm going to do, because like I said, I tried it with my other sims and it made it so challenging, because the food also doesn't feed them a lot, you know, whereas the breast milk and that, it puts them hunger needs very high up on the bar. And we want this to be challenging, but I think we have enough pictures for now that should give us a good amount of money, 200 simoleons. And I'm automatically, oh, did I just see 600 simoleons? How do we have 600 simoleons? I honestly don't know how that just happened, or did I look at it wrong? I don't know. Anyways, what we can do, guys, I'm so confused. Did I do something wrong? I really don't know, but okay. So basically, wait, no, I feel like I need to figure this out, because I saw 200 simoleons. How did she get to 600? Wait, let me go check that again. Okay, so I came back to the website, and over here it says your sim may accept or decline random pop-ups or giving or receiving simoleons. And I just watched the footage back and I saw what happened was that she got 400 simoleons from this little, I don't even know what it's called, but basically I didn't even pay attention to that because I was just so focused on her getting pictures taken. But according to the rules, it counts. So we do have quite a lot of money. I don't know, I feel like I kind of want to set it to 0 because I didn't do this intentionally. So what do we think? I'm gonna end the quest and I'm gonna set it money back to 201 because that is what she was gonna have in any case. And yeah, I just wanted to be realistic and challenging, basically. So I'm not going to accept that. So in terms of expanding the house, so obviously, number one, you can set lot traits at some other point in time, which I'm not going to do right now. But also, the final house can only be 32 tiles wide, right? This is obviously only one tile at the moment, but we need to fit a bedroom, a bathroom, a living room, kitchen, and then a kids room, which I added. So some way, somehow, I'm gonna have to make that work, but we'll see, right? And they all have to be separate rooms, so there's no sharing rooms, there's no open plan, whatever, right? So I actually didn't think about that until now, but anyways, so I'm just going to drag it out to get one more tile, but I want to first see the direction that I'm currently facing. I want to expand it out this way, so I'm going to drag it out on the side, and that takes 120 simoleons. Then we have room for a high chair for the infant, but I don't think we have enough money for that right now. See, because the thing is, with toddlers, they can actually eat for food, but the infants need a high chair to sit in. Oh, yay, we do have enough. Okay, since decorating and choosing a color doesn't really cost money, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to choose just like any color. Maybe I'll change it later on. I feel like furnishing, it's fine, right? So we've got a high chair to feed the infant. We need more money to expand so that I can buy a fridge because Ellie's gonna start getting hungry pretty soon. And the cheapest fridge we've got, I'm not gonna consider this one because I want to use only base game items and I don't want to use the free items either, even though the free items everyone can get. So I'm just gonna stick with the basic items, right? So we need 375 simoleons in order to buy a fridge for Ellie to be able to eat from. So that's currently where we're at, but like I said, the needs are pretty good for now. I'm just going to lower this a bit so we can see what's happening, and then eventually we do need to add a light as well. But now it's fine. Like if she picks the infant up, it's okay. I don't have to stress so much, right? And then I'm just going to end this quest because I want her to be able to earn her money the way that she does on her own. So I'm just gonna have her keep taking selfies. I don't know if I'm going to do the easel, like selling paintings, because taking the selfies, it's a lot faster to take, it's a lot faster to sell. But also with the paintings, you have to buy a canvas, right? Then you get a certain amount of money back. But I feel like that's like long-term goals, right? Like she doesn't really have the money to be spending on a 50 simoleon canvas to get $19 back if she sells the painting. It's just not, it's not a return on investment. So maybe later on in the series, I'll have her do that and obviously write books and stuff like that. But they can't have jobs, so I can't have her work as a freelancer or anything like that. She has to try and make money in other ways. And something I saw, I added a bookshelf, and then once they're done reading the books, they put it in the inventory and you can sell that as well. But yeah, it doesn't really go for much. But it's something, you know, it helps. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try and take as many selfies as I can before she starts getting tired because I don't have a bed or anything for her to sleep on right now. And also let me know if you guys want me to keep the episodes shorter or if you like longer videos. I'm always curious because I don't like long videos to watch, but I want to know how you guys feel. Okay, so I've learned my lesson from playing this the last time when I recorded and it just didn't record. You want to take advantage of their needs being full because once their needs start decline, making money becomes very, very difficult, especially taking care of an infant as well. So believe me when I say take advantage of the time that you have before the child starts screaming their heads off. But okay, how much money is that? 60 pictures, 300 simoleons. What can we do? Okay, they should just pick the child up. Oh, how cute. I keep forgetting to take pictures for my thumbnails, honestly. One thing I do want to do is add a light. So just the cheapest light, and I find that the saucer light is so cheap and also works the best. It's 50 simoleons, so I'm gonna add it in there. And then I don't know what she's trying to do. She's trying to breastfeed because that's not allowed. Okay, so we do have some more money to play around with. I think what I can do is extend another section of the property by that much, and I don't think we have enough for a fridge yet, but we're gonna definitely need something. I can't get a microwave because a microwave will need a counter, and the cheapest counter is 150 simoleons. Stoves, but you need a counter for a stove as well, so that's not gonna work either. So best option is a refrigerator. Okay, so let's start taking selfies to get a refrigerator. I'm highly considering. I don't know if I want to do the easel. Should I just try it? I feel like it takes so much time though to take a painting. So maybe no, maybe not. Do you know what would also have been like a really interesting, if you have the cats and dogs back, then doing this with a cat or a dog, because it would be so challenging because they obviously need to pee and poop and they need to go on walks, so it would obviously frustrate you. Some would frustrate you. So I don't know, if you want to try that, maybe I should actually attempt this challenge but with a pet and see how it goes. Okay, so we have enough money to buy a fridge. I don't know if we have the space for it, but we have the money for it, so let me do that. And let's choose a, is this white? No, we don't have the space. Oh no, we don't have the space. Oh, we do. Okay, we do. Okay, do you see what I mean? Because of the small space, if I place an object down, they will just automatically glitch, but sometimes they glitch outside the house. I think we're good for now. Let me just check on the needs. Everything's still fine. she's gonna start complaining about the bladder. But yeah, so the types of things that my sim can eat, she obviously can't cook anything, she can't bake anything, and she can't get a microwave meal. So what she can get is like chips, milk, animal crackers, things like that. And the nice thing about when my infant becomes a toddler is that they can also just get these things from the fridge, so that will be really, really nice. Okay, but my infant's attention span is attention. I mean, she's going to complain because she's not getting attention, so I'm gonna have my sim do that with her quickly. Oh no, do you see? She's already starting to cry because she's been awake too long, and I don't think my sim can't give her a nap because she doesn't have a couch, so the child's literally gonna have to sleep on the floor, which is crazy. I'm gonna put her in the high chair, that way she can fall asleep in the high chair, but also just to start trying with foods because they don't eat food that they don't like. Yeah, so it's very realistic in that sense. But also what really infuriates me about the infants is whenever they're trying to fall asleep, why do they need to cry? Literally every single time they cry. Okay, so she's gonna try sweet potato puree for the first time, and I really hope that she likes it. There is no time and no money to be fussy, so she's just gonna have to eat it. Okay, see, this is what I don't like about the Sims. If I tell them to do something, they glitch out and then they'll just do something completely different. I said help her try food. Finally. Also, is there a way that I can actually just turn this off because it's kind of annoying? Okay, let's hope and pray that she likes this food. No, oh my. She's literally standing in the fridge. Wow. I'm actually so impressed that my Sims glitched in this way because I don't think this was meant to happen. I don't think they were meant to allow me to have the fridge here because obviously this usually doesn't happen. And the child doesn't know if she likes the food, but whatever. Hunger's going up, so that's all that matters. Ew! Is that mucus? Gross. Okay, whatever that was. She can use a diaper and then try to go night-night, while my sim she's starting to get very bored and therefore she's going to start becoming tense. So I'm going to try and have her do some entertainment stuff before she starts selling selfies again. And we're just going to ignore the infant because really. And she's lights out, thank goodness. Okay, so Ellie is starting to become hungry a little bit and her bladder is starting to go down. So I think we best get back to selling selfies to expand the room so we can buy a toilet. And we're gonna need like a couch or something so that she can take naps on if a bed is too expensive. But also, no, you're gonna have to like photography. Also, the bed is going to take up a lot more space than a couch, so we're going to need to get her like a little sofa or something that she can nap on until we can have the space and the money for a bed. My challenge for myself is also, if I buy an object like a fridge or a couch or whatever, I can't get rid of it to get money to buy something else that my sim needs in the moment. So say for example, I've bought a couch, but my sim really needs a toilet. I can't delete the couch or sell the couch to buy a toilet just because she needed it in that moment. Like I have to try and keep all the furniture that I've bought, which is going to make it a lot more challenging. Is that Simlish for disgusting? Disgrobal. Okay, so what we're looking to buy now is a couch and a toilet. So we're just taking as many selfies as possible, and all this hopefully still while the infant sleeps. A nice thing about having the two of them together is that they can make each other's social needs go up, you know, which I don't think is cheating because I've seen other creators just use the Sims phones to text message other Sims to get their social needs up. So, you know, it's not really cheating. I don't know if it's just me, but I noticed that if I have my Sim take selfies in landscape mode, or sorry, in portrait mode, for some reason they just cost more. Like I get more money for that. Like these, that's 45 for 5. This is 42 for the same thing. So yeah, just a little heads up. I mean, look at how much money she's making just by selling pictures, guys. That's crazy. Should we do a flirty pose? Oh, welcome wagon. I don't have time for you right now, and I also can't talk to you because I don't have a door or a window. It's actually crazy that in The Sims you can't talk to people through a window, like through an open window. And you can't also like open and close windows. That would be cool, because if they had the windows open, surely they'd be able to like talk to people outside. I mean, that would really help in this challenge at least. If I could buy a window and then be able to talk to Sims on the outside, I think that should be a good amount of money for now. So what I said I'm gonna do is expand the room and buy a toilet. And what was the other thing? A couch. Yes, let's do that. I think we're good to have that much space. And then a toilet costs 250 simoleons, so really gross, but I'm gonna have to put it by the fridge. And then a couch, honestly, just the cheapest couch. She can't nap on one of these. I already tried, because when they nap they lay down, so it needs to be a longer seat. I know that this is the cheapest, but I think this just looks the most comfortable and it just matches the aesthetic a bit more. So that's the one I'm gonna go for. Is there anything else that I feel like she could use? I don't know if it's worth it trying to do a painting. I really don't know if it's worth it. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I think we're good with this space. If I can, I would love to get a sink, because once her hygiene starts deteriorating, washing her hands by the sink will help a lot. And also she can clean the infant up by the sink, so if you do that a few times, it eventually starts increasing their hygiene, so that's gonna help a lot. So that's what we're gonna do for now. I think I'm good with it. Okay, so she is starting to become hungry, and luckily we have a fridge now, so she can have a quick meal or drink. I don't know if she will be able to get a sandwich, because yeah, she doesn't have a counter. So let's try cheese crackers. No. Okay, how about chips? No. Okay, I'm pretty sure that worked before, so I'm so confused now. Okay, let's then have something to drink. I don't know why the food isn't working, but okay, whatever you say. Maybe she can have yogurt. So I'm so confused, because I did have this issue in my other, when I tried it with the other sim that I recorded, and she could also only get drinks out of the fridge. But who the heck is Fei Fei? But when she went to go and get food herself, she was able to grab chips and cheese crackers and stuff, which was just confusing to me. Use the toilet. Ugh, I can't reach it. That's why I'm saying I don't have my move objects cheat on. So why is it letting me place objects down when there isn't space for it? Like the high chair, it shouldn't have allowed me to place the high chair down there, because the fridge was in the way, but it did. And the same with the toilet, because now she can't get to the toilet, and I'm gonna have the same issue with this. But you know what, I'm just going to, let me see, how much does it cost? Expand out this way. Okay, now she has enough space. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, so use the toilets. Perfect. Girl, she's gonna start getting frustrated with the trash that's laying around eventually as well. As you can see, when she washes her hands, her hygiene goes up. So if they wash their hands and if they brush their teeth by the sink, their hygiene goes up, which is really cool. But I need to figure out what this is. Like, really, what is happening? Since when do they wash out the cans? Did they just throw that in the trash bin? I don't know. Guys, I'm so lost, because this didn't want to work 2 seconds ago and now it's working. Can someone explain that to me, please? Is it because she didn't have space? But then why was she able to open up the fridge? I don't know. I really don't know. Girl, what in the Barbie cupcakes is this? Infant is going to start waking up soon, but before that, let's try and, I don't know, can they make a lot? Oh guys, I'm just gonna risk it. I'm really just gonna save enough of money, buy an easel, and then I think I'm gonna end today's episode there, because I don't want the videos to be too long. So that's what I'm gonna do really quickly. I think an easel is 350 simoleons. I think we have enough money for that now. No, we don't have enough money yet. Okay, well, let's keep going. You know what to do. She can take photos of a house as well. Let's see if that gives them more money. Let's just do a really shitty picture of the couch. That actually did give us a bit more money. Maybe I should do that. Instead of taking selfies, just sell pictures of the house, like the fridge. Or not. I think I'm gonna have my sim make and sell her first painting, and then I will end the video. And hopefully this child doesn't irritate me too much. Okay, now let's buy an easel. I know I'm gonna regret this, but it's fine. I'm just doing it for the plot at this point. So the easel is 350 simoleons. and then you still do need money for a canvas. So the cheapest one is 50 simoleons, and this child is gonna start screaming. Usa. Okay, what does she want? She's upset for being angry. No one woke you up. Are you aware of this fact? Okay, she should be fine there. So let's do a medium painting. And obviously she's not gonna be very good at it because she's still a beginner, but like I said, we're doing it for the plot. I think we've come so far in this video alone. I'm so proud of us, guys. So super proud of us. Yes, just sit and admire your mother. Oh, I just realized I can actually do that. Just click on stuff and do what's that, and then it keeps him quiet. Yes, what a win. Oh my days, that is actually so beautiful for a beginner. I might actually ever keep that. I'm not even gonna lie. That's very pretty. This much. Okay, hopefully we get a decent amount of money for this because the canvas costs 75 simoleons. Let's see how much we can sell it for. I'm gonna say like roughly 25 simoleons max. Oh my days. Okay, so obviously, like I said, it's not, you know, in the beginning guys, it's a working. Where did my child just go to? How the heck did she end up on the floor? No ways. Actually, no ways. What is happening? Anyways, as I was saying, I'm hoping that the more she paints and the better she gets with her paintings, that she's able to sell it for more money, because we bought the canvas for 75 simoleons and we sold it for 56. And what is this child doing? We sold it for 56, so she actually sold it at a loss for what, like 20 something simoleons, which is crazy. Okay, to keep the child entertained, I'm just gonna have her play in the toilet at this point and play in the fridge until Ellie is done. And she's like really struggling with the stench of the stinky diaper. You should just pull a rubber duck out of the toilet. Wow. It's giving Glinda and Alphaba. Or is it just me? I don't know what it is, but okay. Yay, guys. We're actually making money. Okay, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. So while the child is still semi-okay, I'm going to do one more painting. Let's really go in for the kill here and choose 100 simoleon. So we bought it for 100 simoleons. Let's see how much she's going to be able to sell it for. Also, I just realized that my sim is a lefty. She just stopped to clean the child up at the sink, and the child's hungry. But let's just clean her up a few times, because if you do this a few times by the sink, then her hygiene starts going up. Like that, like that, like that. And then we'll just put her back in here to feed, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah, just stand in the piss, why don't you? How is she stinky again? We just changed her. Oh my days. Ugh, guys, I don't know if this is like, I don't know. We basically only made 24 simoleons on this. I don't know. I really don't know if this is worth it. But okay, I think I'm gonna leave the video at that for now. She's just gonna keep taking naps until her energy. But anyways, I just want to ask you guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It helps me so much. Please subscribe to the channel. It is completely free of charge to subscribe. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I know I did. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Stay tuned. I've got exciting things coming to the channel, so I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.